I remember staring at the empty seats where my parents should have been. The violins were playing. The flowers were flawless, but their absence cut deeper than any wound. Still in my wedding dress, hands trembling, I called them. My mother's voice came through, cold and rehearsed. "Enjoy marrying your plumber. We won't be humiliated with you." My father said nothing, and then the line went dead. For a moment, I couldn't breathe. Years of loyalty, of being a dependable daughter, erased in seconds. My only crime was loving a man who worked with his hands. I thought back to my sister's wedding 2 years earlier. White doves, crystal chandeliers, a lavish ballroom. My parents spent over $60,000 to show her off like royalty. I was her maid of honor, smiling, handling the details, even covering bills they overlooked. I thought it was love. I thought devotion mattered. But when it came to me, they discarded me without hesitation. At first, grief consumed me. Long nights staring at the ceiling, questioning myself, wondering what I'd done wrong. But grief eventually hardened into anger, slow, steady, calculated. I didn't lash out. I didn't beg. Instead, I waited. If they were ashamed of Daniel, I would make them wish they had his name to boast about. Daniel wasn't just a plumber. His hands were calloused, but his mind was sharp and ambitious. He was already building something. Contracts, investments, partnerships. And I had been listening, learning. That night after my parents disowned me, I sat across from him at our little kitchen table and told him everything. Every cruel word, every comparison to my sister, every dismissal. He didn't curse, didn't rage. He just took my hand and said, "Then let's make them watch." The first step was silence. I didn't call, didn't argue, didn't demand. I let them believe they had erased me. That arrogance would be their undoing. The second step was visibility. Within 6 months, Daniel secured a massive city contract. His trucks, bearing our name, became a familiar sight across town. We began hosting fundraisers, dinners, charity events. Our circle grew strategically, filled with people who mattered. Photos circulated. Invitations spread. My parents' silence was being replaced by whispers about us in rooms they once dominated. Then came my strike. On the morning after our 1-year anniversary, I sent my parents one photograph. Daniel in a tailored suit, shaking hands with the mayor beneath a banner announcing a city infrastructure partnership. I added only 3 words. My husband, ours. Then I put down my phone. By evening, there were 40 missed calls. My mother, my father, my sister, all frantic. Texts poured in. "Why didn't you tell us?" "Please, we need to talk." Suddenly, the man who embarrassed them was the son-in-law they wanted. Suddenly, I was useful again. I ignored every call. Weeks later, they confronted me in person at a gala they hadn't been invited to. My mother wore her polished smile. "Darling, you should have told us. We had no idea Daniel was so successful." I looked her straight in the eye. "You never cared to know." Her smile faltered. My father cleared his throat. "We just want to be part of your life again." I leaned close, my voice calm, sharp enough to cut. "You wanted me to enjoy marrying my plumber, and I have every second. The only difference is you'll never enjoy it with me." Then I walked away, leaving them small and desperate in a room full of people who no longer revered them. The truth is, I don't need their approval. I never did. What I wanted was for them to feel the sting of their arrogance, to choke on the taste of the doors they slammed only to watch me open grander ones. And now, every time they see my name in a headline, every time someone praises their daughter and her husband, they're reminded of the moment they chose pride over love. That is my revenge. Not rage, not shouting, silence. A silence that echoes louder than words. A silence that forces them to hear everything they never cared to see. I am not the daughter they erased. I am the one who walked away and never looked back.